1. How's it going, everybody? My name is Alex, and today we are back with another tier list. And today we are doing anime soundtracks, and we're also going to include like openings and endings. So this is basically the music in anime. Now, this was a video suggested by just some weeb. So thank you for suggesting. By the way, if you have any, throw them in the comments down below because I like to hear my opinion. I like to hear the opinion of viewers. We have the basic tiers. We have God tier, great, good, meh, and bad. And honestly, I don't think we're gonna have any bads today. Just from all these anime, I think we got a good amount of soundtracks. I think we have some great soundtracks here. Now, these were all picked by me. I just tried to pick as many anime soundtracks as I can remember. And so, yeah, let's just get right into it.
She sound like Kimi da yo, Kimi nan da yo. Oshiete kureta. Kurayami mo ikaru nara. Boxing sora ni naru. Kanashimi mo egao ni mo kakusa nai de. Kirameku to na hoshi.
Alright, so to start off, we have Himoto Umaru-chan's soundtrack / openings and endings. Now, I'm gonna put them in. I want to put them either high good or low great because honestly, they're just funny. Like, it's just got some really funny openings, some hilarious endings, and just an all around like it's just a silly soundtrack. So I think I'm gonna put it in super high good. Next is One Punch Man. Now I want to put it in God tier. I'm gonna put it in God tier. Does he have like Garo's theme, Saitama's theme? He does so many good themes. So it's super difficult to not put it in God tier. I mean, let's put it super high great so far. I just remember that we're doing openings and endings. God tier. The first season of One Punch Man has such a God tier opening. I can't believe I forgot that. Next is The Promised Neverland. Now, I remember this show had me on the edge of my seat, especially with the soundtrack, so I'm gonna put it extremely high grade. I don't think it's God tier, but it's super close. Code Geass, oh man, God tier. Honestly, the soundtrack was just so intense, it was so epic. Attack on Titan. Now, this is including seasons 1 through 4. Okay, easy God tier. Once again, I can't even explain how amazing it is. Like, all the moments, I can't remember the song from season 2. They played it in season 2. It's like, I don't know. I'll put the name on screen because I can't remember the name of the song, but the name of the song will be on screen. That was one of my favorites in Attack on Titan. Next is Bleach. Bro, we're just getting God tier after God tier. Bleach is a God tier, has a God tier soundtrack, like the Espada theme, Aizen's theme, and just the regular background music, like I've always loved that in Bleach. The music in Bleach was always just so enjoyable. Next we got Psyche K, extremely high grade, super close to God tier. Psyche K is such a funny comedy anime. It's just got such a goofy soundtrack, it's awesome. I love it. Next we got Parasite. I want to put Parasite in God tier, but I think I'm going to put it like very, very high grade, like top of great tier, I guess. By the way, I should mention that these are not in any specific order. Parasite was just awesome, Shinichi could just be having a conversation at school, and the music is like hard dubstep, like just intense music, and that's what I love about Parasite. The music was always just so intense, and it was just fun. Your Lie in April, bro, the soundtrack. Honestly, what an amazing soundtrack. Also, Kosei's performances with Kaori, the piano violin duo, the music in that anime was absolutely amazing. My Hero Academia, very high great tier. Honestly, the soundtrack and the intros for My Hero is just so good. It's hard to explain. I know I'm not really going in depth. I just keep saying it's so good or it's awesome, it's amazing. But My Hero's soundtrack is great. You have You Say Run, you have all the amazing openings. I'm not sure about season 5 though, because I dropped it at season 4. So I'm not sure how season 5 sounds for the openings, but man, My Hero has a great soundtrack. Same for Hero 2. I'm not sure if that was an opening or ending or just an actual song they sang in the anime, but what a fire song, man. We got Dragon Ball Z. I want the no, it's not God tier. Very high grade tier. Dragon Ball Z has a great soundtrack, especially like Gohan's anger, Cell's theme, like just so many, you know, like so many great themes, so much, such an epic soundtrack. Princess Mononoke, good. I don't really remember the soundtrack too much, but I remember really enjoying it. Next, Berserk, specifically the 90s adaptation. God tier, bro. Guts' theme, whoa, whoa, whoa. Absolutely amazing. You cannot, there's no one could ever change my mind about Berserk 90s adaptation being in God tier. It's literally, it's perfection. Next we got ReZero, high great tier again. Every time the return by death or whatever would happen, and the music would happen, like I got goosebumps, man. The music in ReZero is great. That's one thing I've always loved about the series. Mob Psycho, I want to put this in God tier. I want to put this in God tier, but again, I think it's like extremely high grade, just making its way up to God tier. Mob Psycho had amazing openings, amazing endings, and just all around such a great soundtrack. What an amazing anime and an amazing soundtrack. Hunter x Hunter. Ugh, again, I want to put this in God tier, but then you got Mob Psycho in. No, I'll put it in God tier because you got Hisoka's theme, you got the Phantom Troop theme, you got Departure, what's called Hunting for Your Dreams or something like that. All around amazing soundtrack. Erased had a great soundtrack. It was so good, and the opening Riri was about like Asian Kung Fu Generation. I forgot the name of the singer, or the band, I don't remember. But just what an amazing soundtrack, great intro, great outro. Erased, amazing music, man. It was so good. Next, Afro Samurai. Okay, honestly, top 5 or top 3 anime soundtracks of all time. The soundtrack was made by RZA, and like the amount of times I just replay the soundtrack from Afro Samurai Resurrection is unbelievable. I will never stop listening to this soundtrack because it is honestly one of the best. Like I could talk about Afro Samurai's soundtrack all day. It's just banger after banger after banger. It's just every song is good. Your Name had great music. Oh man, the amount of goosebumps I had just by watching this movie, and then the music would start, especially during the meteor scene. Great. It was so good. Tokyo Ghoul. God tier opening, especially the God tier soundtrack, sorry, especially the opening. Dorohedoro. I want to put this in God tier again. I'm gonna put this like extremely high grade again because I'm not a huge fan of ending themes. There's only a handful of anime that I'll enjoy the ending songs, but I have loved every single ending in Dorohedoro. They're all funny, they're all good, and honestly, the opening of Dorohedoro is just cool, and the regular soundtrack is just so epic. Dorohedoro is a great anime. Demon Slayer. Okay, so Demon Slayer I'm counting as season 1 and the movie. The movie soundtrack, like from Mugen Train, I didn't like the soundtrack. Rengoku's theme, awesome. But the regular theme, like when they were fighting the demon guys, it was like like it just had some like just really weird vibe to it. So I'm gonna put it low grade, mostly because the Mugen Train soundtrack brings it down a bit. But if we're talking just season 1 and Rengoku's theme, it would be really high grade, almost God tier. Especially Tanjiro no Uta or whatever, when he did the Hinokami Kagura when he was fighting Rui. I'm gonna put this in really high grade tier. It's like super close to God tier. Cowboy Bebop, God tier, no explanation needed. 7 Deadly Sins. Low great, you know, it was really enjoyable. From actually, I'm gonna put it in like super high good tier, because the only one that I can really remember was Spectrum. It was one of the openings. FMAB. Oh man, god tier. What an amazing soundtrack. So like every single intro, awesome. Pretty much every single ending, awesome that I can remember. And just the soundtrack in general, whether it was the scene about Ed and Al's human transmutation, the scene where they're fighting one of the homunculi, the whole thing was just so well made. One Piece, also a fat god tier. One Piece has an amazing soundtrack. Every intro so far that I've seen in One Piece, which is about maybe 5, all great, and especially the other ones I've listened to. I've listened to some of the Wano openings, and they're awesome. One I really don't like is like the "We Got Superpowers." I do not like that opening, and I'm not looking forward to that one. But One Piece's soundtrack is so good. Soul Eater, I'll put it in good because I don't remember it, but I remember thinking like, oh, this is some good music. So that's why it's just going good. It's not necessarily bad. I just don't really remember it. Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann is easily getting an S tier. One of the greatest soundtracks. I love the Gurren Lagann soundtrack so much. It's so good. Jujutsu Kaisen, very high, great tier, almost making its way to God tier. The reason I'm not putting it in God tier is because I haven't finished it, and I don't think I've ever heard the second opening. And I've only heard like 2 things. I've heard like the first opening, Kai Kai Titan, the ending, and it was a Gojo's theme. And from what I listened, like it was great. But I'm not sure if it's God tier yet because I haven't finished the show. Naruto. Whoops. Whoa. No, I do not want to print my tier list. I want to put this in God tier, but it's one of those moments where it's like just making its way up to God tier. Naruto, actually, I'm gonna put it up in God tier. Naruto being one of the first anime I ever watched. I remember listening to the first opening and first ending, and I was like, this is awesome. Sadness and sorrow as well. Every time there's the flashback of Naruto sitting on the bench and the flute. Doo-doo-doo. Like, oh, it was amazing. Same for, what, is it the Akatsuki theme? Orochi Maru's theme. How could I forget? Orochi Maru's theme is one of the most menacing themes in all of anime. Like, the first time we saw Orochimaru at the tuning exams and the organ started playing, I got so many goosebumps. Obviously, God tier. I can't believe I forgot about Orochimaru's theme. One of my favorites in all of anime. Akira. Great. I don't remember it as much, but again, like Soul Eater, I remember while watching the movie thinking, hey, this is some good music. So it's getting great. I know I'm saying good, but putting it in great, but you guys know what I mean. Dragon Ball Super Broly, the movie specifically. Great. I really liked the soundtrack. Like, it was just enjoyable, you know, like the part where Gogeta's fighting Broly in the movie, and the soundtrack. It's just they're literally singing Gogeta, Gogeta. It's some epic music in the background. It was just so enjoyable. Next we have Haikyuu. Honestly, Haikyuu has some of the best music in all of anime. It's just I get goosebumps every time I listen to a Haikyuu opening or part of the soundtrack. Like, it's just so enjoyable. Death Note. Oh man, God tier. L's theme is just, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. Oh man, I remember the first time I heard L's theme. Amazing. Like, oh, it's amazing. Like, if you don't like Death Note's theme, are you deaf? Fate Zero. High great tier. Honestly, Fate Zero had a great soundtrack. It was awesome. It was so memorable. Like, oh man, especially, spoilers by the way, the part where Ryder is fighting Gilgamesh, and it's in slow motion, and there's the music. The music was just great in Fate Zero. One of the best parts of Fate Zero. Dragon Ball Super. Now, I'm gonna be honest, the only theme I remember is Ultra Instinct. So because of that, I'm gonna put it in great, because the only thing I really remember is Ultra Instinct Goku's theme. Vinland Saga. God tier. There's no explanation needed. Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. This is parts 1 through 5, and I'm even counting the part 6 trailer. The part 6 trailer with Jolene's new theme was so good. Honestly, Jojo's is every single intro amazing. Every single outro amazing. Everybody's theme, the soundtracks were just perfect. Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail has a great soundtrack. When I first started Fairy Tail and I got bored after like 70 episodes, the soundtrack was like the only thing that was really making me continue it because I was really loving the music, and that was the only thing that kept me wanting to stay. Fully Cooley. Words cannot describe how much I love this soundtrack. This is arguably the best soundtrack in all of anime, and it is also my favorite soundtrack in all of anime. I don't know if I said that Gurren Lagann was my favorite a while ago, but if I did say that any of these were my favorite, I was obviously lying, because Fully Cooley is the best. The Pillows did an amazing job. It was the Pillows, right? It was the... Okay, yeah, it was the Pillows. Yeah, amazing soundtrack. Like, there isn't one song that I didn't enjoy in Fully Cooley's soundtrack. Like, every single song was enjoyable. It was awesome. It was well done. And every time I'm listening to a Fully Cooley song on Shuffle, I do not skip it. Like, you've got so many good ones. Like, you got Instant Music, Ride on Shooting Star, Little Busters, Runner's High, Star Overhead. Did I say I Think I Can? I Think I Can. Like, it's just, it's so good. Black Clover. I'm gonna be honest, I draw Black Clover, right? But since I've been spoiled for the series, which I don't really care, the only ones that I've heard and actually enjoyed was Black Catcher. So Black Catcher alone is like extremely high, an extremely high tier. So I'm giving Black Clover great just on what I've heard, which is basically Black Catcher. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Okay, next. I'm kidding. Obviously God tier, especially the songs they played during the third impact. I don't remember the names of the song. Again, I'm having a brain fart. But first of all, Cruel Angel's Thesis, a 10 out of 10. The ending theme for Evangelion, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember the name, is a 10 out of 10. And like I said, because I've been spoiled for all of Evangelion, the songs they play throughout the third impact was just, it was perfect. Baki Monogatari. I'm not far into this, right? But it's a God tier soundtrack. I'm like maybe a couple episodes in. I don't remember how many exactly, but it's such an enjoyable soundtrack. Blue Exorcist. I think Blue Exorcist is a high grade tier. I thought it was really good. Every opening was just awesome. Fire Force. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really watched Fire Force. I maybe watched like a small handful of episodes. But like, this is one of those anime where the only reason I'm watching is for the soundtrack and the openings. So I'm putting this in God tier because Inferno is probably my favorite anime opening. Because I listen to that religiously, okay? Inferno is... A lot of people call it overrated. You can call it overrated as much as you want. It doesn't change the fact about how awesome it is. It is such an amazing song. And what is it? Miss Green Apple or Mrs. Green Apple? They did an amazing job. Berserk, specifically the 3 Golden Age arc movies, it's great. You know, the music was really good. It was perfect for like the intense moments. But is it as good as the 90s version? No. No, it's not. No, not at all. I don't hear any whoa in the movies. I've never heard that in the movies unless I'm deaf. A Silent Voice. Great. Such a good soundtrack. I loved it so much. Sword Art Online. If only the anime could be as good as the soundtrack. Dr. Stone. I'm gonna give this a really high grade tier. Like I said, I've dropped the Dr. Stone anime a long time ago because I forgot about it. But man, what a great soundtrack. And the openings too, every opening was just perfect. You know, they fit the anime perfectly. And it's just, what an amazing soundtrack. I love it so much. And finally, we got Baki, specifically the Netflix one. Now this one, like, it's good, but like, is it good or is it like kind of great? I'm gonna give it kind of great, you know, cause it's not meh, it's not meh, it's not bad, and it's not good. Like it's pretty heckin' good. You know, you got some really intense music. I like Baki, and I like its whatchamacallit. So this is our tier list. We surprisingly do not have any mehs or bads, because I don't think I've ever heard a meh or a bad soundtrack in anime. So honestly, we can just change this to blank. You know, we just change this to blank, or actually maybe just like sub to the channel. You know, sub and like. You know, don't forget to subscribe and like. You know. But yeah, this is our tier list. If you remember, if you disagree with me and your favorite soundtrack is the Berserk movie, remember, I'm not trashing on your opinion. I'm just saying I personally prefer these other ones over that one. So yeah, this is just my opinion, and I hope you guys did enjoy. And this has been my anime soundtrack / OST / openings and endings tier list. What a long name. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that great stuff, and check out my socials in the description below. If you have any video suggestions, please throw them down in the comments below. That's it for me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.